Welcome, everyone, to Thursday Night Football on RC Audio Sports. Tonight, it's the Burbank Bulldogs taking on the Highlands Owls here at the SAISD Sports Complex. Highlands, 1-5 overall, 1-1 in district, while Burbank still looking for their first win. We will break down tonight's matchup, speak with both head coaches, all of that next on the Martinez and Associates pregame show. We'll be back in just a moment.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
At San Antonio ISD, parents and students have a choice to pick the best schools, a choice to take programs that explore a student's interests, and a choice to grow while keeping the future in mind. With so many options to best fit a student's needs, why go anywhere else? Choose SAISD.
Apply now at saisd.net/enroll or call 210-554-2660 for more information.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light. Oh, oh, oh.
We welcome you back here to SAISD Sports Complex, right off the campus of Burbank High School. Coach Robert Villafranca, I am Bobby Mendez. Reese Robinson doing all kinds of work today. He's on the cameras right now, and he'll be in the booth in just a moment. Isaiah and Sebastian Castro will be the camera guys today. So, Coach Villafranca, we are here. It is the Burbank Bulldogs hosting the Highlands Owls, and the Highlands Owls coming into today's game with a 1-1 district record, 1-5 overall, Coach. And we talked to Coach Landeros before the game, and we'll have that for you in just a little while. But the Highlands Owls coming into this game with a little bit of momentum, if you will, Coach, with their first win in district. In fact, their first win in a couple of years, I believe, coming into this ball game. Last week, they lost to the Lanier Vokes, who happened to be a top favorite here in this district with SAISD. But tonight, it's the Burbank Bulldogs, and Highlands just coming with some momentum into this ball game, if you will.
They certainly are, Bobby. The Highlands Owls 2 weeks, the week before the loss to Lanier here at the SAISD complex, we streamed at a dominating performance against the Edison Golden Bears. Adric Cincarini was the defensive player of the game for us, and later that week, the Express News called him the defensive player of the week for the entire area. What a game he had. Devontae Riley was playing quarterback 2 weeks ago. The Highlands Owls, they're not the Highlands Owls of the recent past. And the Burbank Bulldogs, of course, they're the defending district champions. They would like to be a little closer than they are to the last few years. Of course, the only in the second district game for Burbank, they had the first week was a bye week, so a big game here tonight. As I see Highlands in the conversation, in the top four conversation in 12-5 AD2.
You know, they're led by their defense, Coach. You mentioned the Highland Owls defense and the recognition they got in the city for that type of work. But tonight, the defense versus what looks to be the offense coming together for Burbank. We also talked to Coach Ricker of the Burbank Bulldogs. We'll as well have that conversation in a bit as well. But what a matchup it is tonight here for these two SAISD schools. When we come back, we'll have an interview with Coach Landeros of the Highlands Owls. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports 2. And we welcome you back to the Martinez and Associates pregame show. We're now visiting with the head coach of the Highlands Owls, Coach Landeros. Coach Landeros, thank you for taking some time to speak with us before this evening's ball game. Coach, last week, tough one for you guys against Lanier. You guys felt like you got some momentum. Talk a little bit about that game.
Yeah, the kids came out and they really played a good game. I really felt like, defensively they played well enough for us to be able to come in and win the game. That's something I always ask Coach Molina, just give us a chance. We're going to eventually get rolling offensively. And really we started off kind of rocky at first and then had a couple of plays that really just kind of brought the kids' spirits back up and really started playing fairly well. Came out in the second half and really I felt like we dominated the third quarter. And then we just kind of, Coach Sal does a great job over there, and we just kind of let those guys stick around a little too long, and we weren't able to put it away. But that was a game that, the boys know there was some mistakes there that were made that if we correct those mistakes, we're going to be okay.
Coach, this is your third season with the Highlands Owls, being the head coach, and you guys have made a big turn in this season, and a lot of that thanks to your defense. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, you know what, man, those guys are flying around everywhere, and Coach Molina does a great job with getting them and putting them in the right spot. The kids work hard. Something that I'll say, the testament to all the coaches that are on our staff is, we try to make practice a game-like situation day in and day out. We don't take it easy. Our kids are still learning. One thing I heard a long time ago, you can't coach courage. So they're still learning to make that hit and to make that, contact. And so those guys have just done a great job of flying around, keeping us in games, and we just got to pull our weight offensively, and I think we're going to be okay.
Coach, tonight it's the Burbank Bulldogs, a dangerous team just because they've not yet won. Still early in the non-district schedule, so it's going to be an important game for both you guys.
It's extremely important for us. We've got to come out and play our brand of football. He's got a great team over there. Coach Ricker's a good friend of mine, known each other. We worked together back in the past, so we both know each other quite well. And so he's got a well-coached team over there. They've got some offensive firepower that we're going to have to make sure we keep under control, and we got to be able to do what we got to do offensively. Do what we do. You're going to hear that from me quite a bit with these boys, and so it's going to be an extremely important game for us.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to watching this matchup because we know it's going to be a good one. So good luck to you and the Highlands Owls, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you soon again. Coach Landeros of the Highlands Owls. We'll be back with more Martinez and Associates in just a moment.
La familia no es una cosa importante, es todo. At SAISD, family is practicing and making art. It's fulfilling your duty with honor. It's playing to win and changing lives through learning. Familia is getting you ready for college or getting you ready for your career. And at SAISD, the founding school district in the Alamo City, familia is not an important thing. It's everything. And it's available to any student, no matter where they live. So come join our familia. Now enrolling. Log on to saisd.net/enroll for more information, or call 210-554-2660.
Back here at SAISD Sports Complex, where it is the Burbank Bulldogs hosting the Highlands Owls. We just spoke to Coach Landeros of the Highlands Owls, and now let's take a moment to talk a little bit about the Burbank Bulldogs. We mentioned coming into this ball game, they are still looking for their first win of the season, and Coach mentioned before how the other side of this team here, the Burbank Bulldogs, last year the district champions here, and this year looking for their first win. In fact, the Burbank Bulldogs won this meeting last year between the two. I believe that score was 45-7. So the Burbank Bulldogs coming into this ball game and trying to get a win. We also spoke with the head football coach of the Burbank Bulldogs. And Coach, before we get to that interview, a little bit about the Burbank Bulldogs. I know you've been able to see them more times than I have.
Absolutely. The Burbank Bulldogs, again, as you said, Bobby, they haven't won a game, but they're a dangerous team, and they're going to start winning some games here really soon. The Highlands Owls hope that it's not tonight that they start winning games, but they've got a very athletic quarterback, a dual threat. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. Roman Garcia is his name. He started a few games even when Kevin Hernandez was on the roster. Coach Mull back then was experimenting with moving Kevin Hernandez out to the slot, let Roman Garcia have some quarterback. He's got, as a freshman and as a sophomore, he's got plenty of snaps and experience, and that's going to pay off now in his junior year where he gets the job full time.
Well, we're going to talk with Coach Ricker here in just a moment. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have that conversation and get ready for this kickoff.
Get ready. Grab it, let's go.
Go, Victor. Hold it. Go.
And we welcome you back to the Martinez and Associates pregame show with the head football coach of the Burbank Bulldogs, Coach Ricker. Coach Ricker, thanks for taking some time to speak with us before the game today. So far, you guys winless coming into this game. However, give us an assessment. Obviously, the records are not always indicative of the type of team you have.
Yeah, so we're a young team. You know, we've had some bumps in the road. You know, we're growing. These sophomores and juniors we got started. Some guys are starting for the first time in new positions. We're growing every week. They're fighting through adversity. You know, we're not giving up. We're going to continue to keep fighting.
Coach, talk about some of that adversity. Who are those leaders on the team that are helping you convey your message?
You know, we're leaning on our captains. You know, Roman Garcia, our quarterback, Lance Trevino, one of our linebackers, Puka, one of our D linemen, and Leo Lozano's receivers. They are keeping the team headed in the right direction. You know, we're not afraid of level of adversity. We're going to make sure we keep growing, and you know, we're going to turn the season around.
Coach, talking about taking a turn in the season, tonight, how important is a win to kind of get these things going?
Oh, it's second district ball game against a really good football team, well-coached team. I have a lot of respect for Coach Landeros over there. You know, it's gonna be a fight. There's a lot of good teams in SAISD.
Right.
We got to put our best game forward if we want to have a shot to win a ball game.
Talking about the Highlands Owls, talk about what's priority number one for you guys.
And they have a lot of speed, and once again, they're very well coached. I'm gonna say it again. I have a lot of respect for Coach Landeros over there, and they're not gonna make a lot of mistakes. We're gonna make sure that we match them in that category.
All right, Coach. Well, let you get back to your squad there, and thank you for speaking with us. More on Martinez and Associates pregame show. Coach Ricker of the Burbank Bulldogs will be back in just a moment.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez and Associates today at 210-337-1111.
And we thank you for joining us on RC Audio Sports 2 YouTube channel here at the SAISD Sports Complex. Those at the SAISD Sports Complex are about to honor our flag and nation with the playing of the national anthem, and we're going to do that along with them. It's the Burbank High School Marching Band who will be playing the national anthem.
Well, the Burbank Bulldogs won the toss, and they have elected to receive the football, so we will see the Burbank Bulldog offense first and the Highland Owls defense as well.
The Burbank Bulldogs elected to receive, and the Highlands Owls are going to kick off. They're going to defend the south goal. We have a little bit of a northeasterly wind. Really, it's coming across the field more than it is north and south. Wind coming from the east to the west. A little bit of a northeasterly wind, and it's enough of a wind that I think that it's going to affect some of the play calling, maybe some of the special teams decisions that we make here. The team that is going from right to left, which is south to north, that's a team that's got the headwind, and that'll be a disadvantageous spot for the offenses when they're going from on your screen from right to left, from south to north. The team that's defending the north goal, of course, the wind, they'll have the benefit of the wind. And this is interesting here. You always look at the kickoff. When you're going into a wind, this is where teams might go with the onsides, because you may not be able to get a very deep kick anyway against the wind. It's not really that kind of gusty wind, but it's going to take some yardage off of your kickoff. So, again, if I was Burbank, I'd be paying real close attention here. In situations like this, you can get the squib or the lob.
Back to receive for the Burbank Bulldogs, junior number 1, Edward Rodriguez, and sophomore number 13, Caleb Perez. Ready to kick off for the Highlands Owls, number 88, Jared Lopez, the senior. Short kick, fair caught at the 25-yard line, and that is where the Bulldogs will take over. That was Brian Halamo, the junior wide receiver.
And just a real quick there, fair catch sign. I wasn't sure if he was calling it mine or saying fair catch. Arm just barely went up over the shoulders, but the officials called it and whistled immediately. So it's a touchback, and the ball will go to the 25-yard line. We do have a flag over here on the kickoff, so they add 5 yards to the normal touchback position. And the Burbank Bulldogs offense is set to go.
Here we go. Coach, we'll get those starting lineups in just a quick moment here, as the Bulldogs will come out in their shotgun formation. Roman Garcia, they keep it on the ground, over to the right side. The handoff was to Edward Rodriguez.
Offensive starters for the Burbanks. One of the guards is Puka Uwanatola Oli. He's a sophomore. The other guard is Vitor Salas. The center is Joseph Morales. A tackle, Owen Balagia. The other tackle, Jonathan Rosales. Wide receivers, Caleb Perez, Leo Lozano, Brian Halomo, Drake Gallegos. The running back, Edward Rodriguez. And the quarterback, of course, number 9, the junior, Roman Garcia.
Garcia out of the shotgun, had a man in motion. The handoff over to Perez, and Perez will pick up a few yards, enough for a first down at the Burbank 45.
And you said it downs for the Bulldogs. The Highlands Owls defense will be out there a little bit longer. Their starting lineup at one of the tackles is Santos Estrada. I beg your pardon. At defensive end, Eric Miranda.
Well, it's coming back, Coach. There was a flag on the play.
But replay the down, so Highlands will still be out there on defense. So let me give you the starters for the Highlands Owls on defense. A defensive end, Eric Miranda. The other defensive end is Adric Chidcarini. The nose guard, Jaime Sendejas. Defensive tackle is Noah Garza. Mike linebacker, Alex Rodriguez. Strong side linebacker, Marcus Trevino. The weak side linebacker is Joe Angel Bustamante. Corners, William Perkins and Devontae Riley. What a game he had 2 weeks ago. And the safeties, Mylan Pope and Cesar Salgado.
That was a holding call against the Burbank Bulldogs. That's going to cost them 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So now they're setting up shop at the 25-yard line. Garcia, quick pass out of the backfield. It is caught and completed to Edward Rodriguez. Right back up to the 30-yard line, so a 5-yard gain on that play. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Burbank.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 30-yard line, still 10 yards for the line to gain, and that's the Burbank Bulldogs on their first offensive series, are going to have to convert on a long 3rd down play.
Let's see what the Burbank Bulldogs do here. They send a man in motion. Garcia's asking for it. Doesn't get it. Still 9 seconds on the play clock. The Owls make a small adjustment on the line. The pass caught at the 35, making his way near the 40, but I think he's going to be shy for about a yard at the 39-yard line. So a 9-yard pickup, bringing up a 4th and short for Burbank.
Nice pass from Roman Garcia. He found Caleb Pettis out there in the flat, but an equally good tackle out there in space by the Highlands Owls, denying him the first down. 4th and 1. Coach Ricker has got a decision quickly here, and it looks like he has got his offense on the field.
And it looks like Garcia is going to take it himself. He gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he will go down. The Highlands Owls, big defensive stop early in the ball game.
The Highlands Owls, Bobby, I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, one of the best defenses in 12-5 AD2. They certainly showed it 2 weeks ago against the Edison Golden Bears. Number 41, if you have a roster, he's 45 on the roster, but he wears 41 here at SAISD Sports Complex. Adric Cincarini, keep an eye on that young man.
So the Highlands Owls in very favorable position here at the Burbank Bulldogs 39-yard line, and here comes the Owls offense. We'll get them in just a moment. Owls line up under center, hand off over to the right side, and that's over to Jaden Marquez. Adam Garcia, the quarterback for the Owls.
Well, I was just going to point that one out. The Highlands Owls, if you're rooting for Highlands Owls, you know that Adam Garcia has missed a couple of games due to injury. He's back. He's starting. Took the snap from beneath the center there, from under the center. 2nd and long. Will come back with the offensive starters.
This time they go out of the shotgun, get the ball over to their running back once again. That is Marquez, and Marquez gets past the 35 to about maybe the 38.
Credit the offensive line for a lot of that gain. One of the tackles, Santos Estrada. One of the guards, Leonard Talamantes. The centers, Jacob Ledesma. The other guard, Ryan Bumpus. The other tackle, Robert Griffith. The Y-back, Jeremiah Benavides. The F-back, Josiah Carrillo. Still got 4 left. Go ahead, Bob.
Actually, it's from the 34. Burbank looking to blitz. Play action. Pass. Incomplete.
So batted down. The ball was hit in the backfield and deflected. It's incomplete. This might be 4-down territory. Adam going to the sideline for a little briefing there. At wide receiver, Jovan Flemings. The other wide receiver, Jeremiah McCain. Wingback is Jordan Ceballos. He also plays some quarterback. And the quarterback tonight is number 3, Adam Garcia.
So Garcia with a big test early here on a 4th down with great field position. The ball spotted at the Bulldog 34. Garcia under center, handoff, left side, plenty of room along the sideline, and he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Jeremiah McCain for the Highlands Owls.
Jeremiah McCain looked like the play was designed to go between tackles, and then he bounced it out. The Burbank Bulldogs not containing the edge. McCain gets around the left side, clear sailing on the railroad tracks to the end zone. Touchdown.
So now the Highlands Owls will set up for the extra point. And looks like McCain, no, it looks like he was lining up at kicker, but it's not him. Jared Lopez will try for the extra point here. Lopez, the snap, the kick, it's up, and it is good. So the Highlands Owls will score on a 34-yard run. They lead 7-0. You are watching SAISD High School Football on RC Audio Sports 2.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of a light, 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 light.
Back here at SAISD Sports Complex, where the Highland Owls just scored, Coach, on a 34-yard run.
It was a 4-play drive that took exactly 1 minute, I believe, 39 yards. It was a 39-yard run by McCain, Jeremiah McCain, a 34-yard run. The drive started at the 39. Jeremiah McCain handled 34 of those yards and scored for the Highlands Owls. The extra point was made by the kicker, Jared Lopez. The deep snapper was Josiah Carrillo, and the holder, Jordan Ceballos. Highlands Owls on the field now to kick off.
Owls ready to kick. It's Jared Lopez. This one again, short. And another fair catch by the Bulldogs. Brian Palomo.
And Bobby, before we get the next call, I'm going to tell you this makes my day. In the chat room is Mua Sanele. She says, aloha from Hawaii, guys. Let's go number 51, and that's Puka Wanitola Oli. So from Hawaii, watching our stream, and we are so glad to have you back in our chat room.
Mahalo for watching.
Mahalo, thank you.
3 receivers to the left, and they go on the ground up the right side. What a run there by Edward Rodriguez. Big first down on a big 19-yard gain.
So this time the Burbank Bulldogs do not need 3 downs to convert a first down. They're almost at midfield here. Nice run, Edward Rodriguez.
The second play of the drive is a pass to the left side. That is completed, and still on his feet. I believe that was Leo Lozano.
Roman Garcia has got a very accurate arm, and he can throw those. I'm going to tell you, don't challenge him to a dart game because I bet he's pretty good at darts. But he's got a very accurate arm on those short, mid-range passes. He gets there in a hurry, and a lot of times he catches a defensive back still backing up. The ball gets there easier catch than usual.
Second down and 2. The option. Garcia keeps it, and he goes inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Not before, though, picking up a first down for the Bulldogs.
Roman Garcia, a dual threat quarterback. He's second leading rusher on the Burbank's offense. He's got 225 yards on 45 carries. Bobby, that's good for 5 yards a carry, which is pretty darn decent.
Right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
So new set of downs here as the Bulldogs in Owl territory. Rolling out to the right side, Garcia facing some pressure, gets rid of the football. The pass is intercepted at the 10. Bringing it out is number 10 for the Highlands Owls.
Number 10 is Devontae Riley, Bobby, running the corner there on that play, and ended up in man coverage. The pass was underthrown. Devontae Riley, you don't want to do that. He's not going to let you get away with that. And he makes the Burbank Bulldogs pay it with an interception inside the 5-yard line, runs it back to about the 29-yard line, we'll call it. Devontae Riley, you heard Coach Landeros talk about him just a little bit. He can play on both sides of the ball, and Coach Landeros likes to get him the football, and every defensive touch he gets is a bonus.
Garcia gets the handoff, but a loss there as the Burbank Bulldog defense had a really good surge.
A nice surge by the defense. Number 82 for Burbank is Ramsey Chavarria. He's in his senior year, and he's at least a 3-year letter. He might be a 4-year letter. I know we've been calling his name forever, and he is a tough defensive lineman. He wears number 82 right there in the middle.
Second down and 15 now for Highlands. Garcia's in shotgun with the 5 wide set, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom of the screen. Garcia having to struggle, rolls out to the right side, dumps it off. Pass is caught by Jeremiah McCain, who had the touchdown just a few moments ago.
You talk about improvisation. Adam Garcia really had nowhere to go and didn't have time to cock the arm back and throw a conventional forward pass. He just kind of a little shovel pass forward, and he's behind the line of scrimmage. It works. It's legal, and finds a receiver. So now third and very manageable from their own 35.
Yeah, it looks like about 5 yards here. So Garcia back under center. Run it up the middle, and a little bit of a congestion there as he got right to the 35-yard line. So a gain of 1.
Congestion is exactly right. The Burbank defensive line, pretty stout. I think if we had Glenn Revelle here, he'd be telling us all about big bodies there for the Burbank defensive line. Darren Gomez, Ray Cano, Ramsey Chavarria, Puka Wanitola Oli. That's a pretty tough front 4 right there.
Jared Lopez, the punter for the Owls. And the Bulldogs have someone back at their own 30 for the kick return. One second on the game clock, or the play clock, and the whistles will blow. I think Highlands may have gotten a able to call a timeout.
They called a timeout just in time as the play clock was winding down. Bobby, Reese, we're going to keep it right here. I'd like to introduce the officials for tonight's game. Referee Billy Newman. The umpire is Jason Anderson. Head linesman is Dwayne Nazer. Line judge Derek Lewis. Back judge Jacob King. Field judge is Fernando Rivera. The side judge is Ronnie Sanders. And the Highlands Owls are going to use a timeout. They will burn a timeout here with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. We'll see if that ends up haunting them later in the half. But Coach Landeros did not want to take a 5-yard penalty here and wanted to get a clean snap and punt off to the Burbank Bulldogs. Back for the Burbank Bulldogs is number 13, Caleb Bettis, and he is tough. We'll see if the Highlands Owls elect to punt to him tonight. He is one heck of a return man.
Bit of a high snap, but Lopez gets it off. Nice punt. We'll take a favorable Highlands Owls bounce down to right near the 20. I think they're going to mark that at the 21.
And I'd be remiss, Bobby, if I didn't say hello to Clyde Crow Jr., always on our streams here at SAISD Complex. I believe he is a Highlands alum, and he bleeds maroon for Highlands, and he's here again tonight. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for subscribing to our channel. We've got an audience from Hawaii, and that just warms my heart. That makes my day. Glad to know that this RC Audio Sports 2 stream is going across, well, almost all the way across the Pacific Ocean, halfway across the Pacific Ocean to the Hawaiian Islands. Welcome.
Also, graduate of class of 2021, Unknown 90. Welcome to the stream.
There you go.
Up the middle. A good little surge to about the 25. So that's going to bring up a second down on about a 4-yard gain for Burbank.
The Bulldogs were on a march in the previous on the previous drive, and then Roman Garcia threw that interception. It's something that has hampered him this year. I believe that's the 8th interception that he's thrown this season.
Highlands bringing the house from the weak side, and they get to Garcia. And Garcia gets brought down at the 22-yard line, so another loss there.
Marcus Trevino was leading the Owls' defensive attack there. And again, we had the Owls here against the Edison Golden Bears 2 weeks ago, and their sideline-to-sideline pursuit, Bobby, is something to behold. And you saw an example of that on that play.
Roman Garcia dropping back, but in the backfield, manages to escape, but then he falls for a loss behind the 20. What pressure was coming from the Highlands Owls that made Garcia scramble? Lost his footing at the 19.
A testament to Roman Garcia's athleticism that he avoided that sack. That was around his own 5-yard line. He came back and I think he conceded, and that was like a clumsy little quarterback slide. I don't think he had a chance at the line to gain.
It's a low snap. They're going to have to run it, improvise. Picks up some yardage.
It's going to be close,
It's
Bobby.
going to be very close. That was Leo Lozano.
They're moving the chains.
Wow, on a low snap, Leo Lozano able to scoop it up, go straight up the middle, and pick up a first down just at the 32.
Coach Ricker will tell you that's just the way he drew it up. That was an improvised play on a bad snap.
They go keep it on the ground and hand off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez got to the 36-yard line, so a 4-yard pickup there.
Great balance, and he rolled across one of the Highlands Owls defenders' chest and didn't touch the ground. The officials, I think, blew it dead, however, at the 31-yard line. The Bulldogs under Coach Moll had a very up-tempo offense. Coach Ricker has adopted a lot of that, maybe just a slight slowdown.
Out of the shotgun, back over to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez gets rocked, and he's brought down at the 38.
Number 32, Joe Angel Bustamante, the senior linebacker for the Highlands Owls, and rocked is exactly the verb that a very well-chosen verb, Bobby, because that was a tough tackle.
Coach, this defense led by defensive coordinator Brandon Molina, and he had a lot of good words to say, but broken right up the middle. Lozano at the 20. Will they catch him? The 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Burbank on a run from the 38-yard line.
That was a give right up in the A gap, and the Highlands Owls were not prepared for that play. Boy, right up the middle, between the hash marks, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
We knew that this was going to be a good one. And here we are. The extra point attempt, the kick is up, and that one is good. So 7-7 is our score here, still in the first, with just about 2 minutes to go. You're watching SAISD High School Football on RC Audio Sports.
La familia no es una cosa importante, es todo. At SAISD, family is practicing and making art. It's fulfilling your duty with honor. It's playing to win and changing lives through learning. Familia is getting you ready for college or getting you ready for your career. And at SAISD, the founding school district in the Alamo City, familia is not an important thing. It's everything. And it's available to any student, no matter where they live. So come join our familia. Now enrolling. Log on to saisd.net/enroll for more information, or call 210-554-2660.
And we bring you back to SAISD Sports Complex, where we are tied up at 7.
A 7-play drive for the Burbank Bulldogs, punctuated by Leonard Lozano's 62-yard run. It was an 80-yard drive in total, 3 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock.
Short kick will be downed at the 46-yard line, where Highlands will now have the football. 2:17 to go in this first quarter.
Bob, I haven't had an opportunity to call out the Bulldogs defensive starters, if you'd allow me. Defensive end, Darren Gomez. Defensive end, Ray Cano. The nose guard, Ramsey Chavarria. The defensive tackle, Puka Owani Tola Oli. The linebacker, Lance Trevino. The other linebacker, James Luna. At the safeties, Isaac Mercado, Christian Gutierrez, Ambrose Leyva, Edward Rodriguez, and Sebastian Ramos are the cornerbacks.
Highlands will start under center, and option play. Garcia will keep it, and he'll get up to the 48-yard line. 2-yard gain there for the Owls.
Adam Garcia has been absent for, if I am not mistaken, Bobby, 4 football games. So he is making a return to this offense, and if you're rooting for the Owls, you're happy to see that. A lot of leadership from Adam Garcia that he will provide to this team.
2nd down and 8 now for the Owls, with 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Garcia out of the shotgun. Owls will keep it on the ground and up the middle. A good surge from that offensive line will get them about 4 yards on that carry. Ball carried by Jaden Marquez.
Coach Landeros is showing a lot of patience here with the offense. The Highlands Owls rush, they run the ball about 70% of their offensive plays. And so you're going to see a lot of run plays. They will go to the air when they need to. Maybe the clock will push you to go into the air. Maybe the situation will, but if they can, they're going to keep that ball on the ground.
Trips tight to the top of the screen. They go with a toss to the right side to Marquez. And Marquez maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, which would bring up a 4th down. So a big stop there by the Bulldog defense.
50-yard line is 50-50. I'm looking over to the sideline to see what Coach Landeros is thinking about. We've got an official's timeout, so that's going to give the Highlands Owls just a little bit of time to think about that decision. I've not started now we're going to start the 25-second clock, so decision time now, crunch time on that decision. And the Highlands Owls going to the sideline.
Here comes the punting unit.
Here comes the punting unit, or the second team offense. I'm pretty sure that's a punting unit. We'll see again on their first punt. They kept it away from the return man for Burbank. Again, Caleb Pettis is a very skilled return man. We'll see if that maintains the whole night.
Jared Lopez gets it off, and that punt this time will bounce inward, but Jeremiah McCain there to keep it from going any farther back.
Jeremiah McCain, again, hustle that's not going to show up in the in a stat line anywhere, but as you said, that ball was getting ready to bounce back to the Highlands Owls. I'm going to, estimate at least a 5-yard bounce back. McCain's hustle and his savvy kept the ball at the 26, and those kinds of things. They're the little things, but those are the things that can often make a difference between a win and a loss.
One thing I can say in this team here for the Highlands Owls is a lot greater discipline offensively and defensively this season for the Highlands Owls. Left side, run by Drake Gallegos. He got to about the 27-yard line.
So again, the Burbank Bulldogs running side to side, and in my opinion, that is the strength of the Highlands Owls defense. That play, Bobby, will end the first quarter here at the SAISD complex. Thank you for joining us on RC Audio Sports 2. We'll be back for the second quarter.
Been in a crash? It's illegal for lawyers to contact you first. If yours did, it could ruin your case. Don't trust law firms that break the law. Choose Martinez & Associates, voted San Antonio's best law firm 3 years in a row. After you've been in a crash, go with the law firm you can trust. Call Martinez & Associates. With us, it's personal.
Call 210-337-1111. That's 210-337-1111.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Texas. Because
back at action here in the second quarter. The Burbank Bulldogs keep it on the ground. And they get a good little surge there to about the 32, maybe the 33-yard line.
A 3rd down and 4 allows the offensive coordinator to open the book up just a little bit. Not necessarily a passing down. You can still run the ball there and hope to get those 4 yards. A short out, a short curl like Roman can throw.
Roman Garcia out of the shotgun. They keep it on the ground. And Gallegos will go down on a loss right to the 32. So about a yard loss on that play, which now brings up a 4th down here for the Bulldogs.
Highlands Owls, and in our chat room is Unknown 90, and he tells us this is, he feels like this is one of the best defenses that he's ever seen Highlands field, and I have to agree with that. They're really very, very good.
Well, let's see what they do here on 4th down. Some movement, and again, bad connection between the snapper and the punter. So this time the Burbank Bulldogs not as fortunate as the last drive.
I'm going to call that, Bobby, the hybrid punt formation. I think that you line up in that to force the defense to bring somebody up to defend. You don't want to defend. You don't want to defend against 11 offensive players with 10 of yours. In a hybrid situation, you can run an offensive play, so it makes it hard to set up a return. I think the Bulldogs intended to punt that one away, but again, a low snap, and had to improvise, and this time didn't get to the line to gain.
Well, the Highlands Owls now have the football in Burbank territory. They're starting at the Bulldog 33-yard line. Adam Garcia, quarterback, out of the shotgun. Here comes pressure. Garcia forced to roll out of the pocket, still looking downfield, gets rid of the football. The pass incomplete. Just a little bit short. Tough throw to make on the run.
Tough throw to make, but he did not take a sack, and that's you need that from a quarterback. You like to have a quarterback with a good arm. You like to have a quarterback with some wheels, but you just absolutely have to have a quarterback that can manage the game. And on a 1st down, you don't want to throw an interception. You still have 2 downs at least. In a situation like this, you still might have 3 downs. So again, very wisely, Adam Garcia throws that ball away and lives to fight another day.
Highlands on 2nd and 10. This time, Garcia's under center. Hands the ball off to the running back. Right side. All the way down to the 25,
Boy, Bobby, about a 6-yard gain on that, and I'm not sure how they did that. The Burbank Bulldogs had a nice little pinch stunt, and they were stunting into the gap to the inside of them, and bounced that one out just enough. And boy, that was a nice gain on a play that didn't look like it was going to go anywhere.
I believe that was Javon Flemings on the carry. Garcia is under center. Rolls left side, looking downfield, fires left, pass is caught, and into the end zone, and the Highlands Owls strike. Devontae Riley for the Owls makes the catch, and it's a 35-yard touchdown pass.
And Bobby, and I'm sorry, in Adam Garcia's absence, Devontae Riley took over the quarterback duties and did a good job last a couple of weeks ago against Edison. But Coach Landeros, he says, we were trying to get the ball in that young man's hand. We think we can do it a little bit better if Adam will set the quarterback. Swing and gate for the Highlands Owls. A direct snap to number 32, Joe Angel Bustamante. And the Burbank Bulldogs are caught sleeping on that. The extra point is good. 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to play here at the SAISD Sports Complex. After the 2-point conversion, it's Highlands 15. And Burbank 7. You're watching high school football on the RC Audio Sports 2 YouTube channel.
Ready! Set! Go!
It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
Back here at SAISD Sports Complex, the Highlands Owls visited the end zone once again, Coach.
Once again, and they got the benefit of a short field after a low snap on Burbank's attempted punt, a 35-yard drive. It was a 35-yard pass from Adam Garcia to Devontae Riley in the end zone, and it only took the Owls 3 plays to get there. The 2-point conversion was good.
Lopez kicks it, this time kicks it deep. Fielded at the 10. Brought out along the sideline. Cutting it, tried to think about cutting it up. That was Edward Rodriguez with a good return for the Burbank Bulldogs.
Edward Rodriguez is again. That was a beautiful return, and as he was, he thought about coming back inside. And if you've got somebody over pursuing you, you're on that sideline. You got somebody chasing you. Maybe doesn't have the best pursuit angle. You can attack that weak side shoulder and take that ball up in to the middle of the field. But Rodriguez decided to just take what he could get there out of bounds. Good field position for the Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs now trailing. Send a man in motion. The handoff goes to Brian Halomo, and he is brought down. Talk about that aggressive Highland Owls defense.
Shamar Burrell, a senior over there. You're going to see a lot of Highlands Owls, or if the trend is what I have seen this season long, the Highlands Owls defense gets a lot of penetration on the play, and they can disrupt a lot of these jet sweeps and option pass pitches and so forth. That penetration can kill a lot of plays.
Roman Garcia out of the shotgun, drops back, looking right, zips it, pass incomplete, well defended. He was looking for Drake Gallegos.
Jacob Guerrero, you talk about well defended step for step there, and it was a very, very well thrown pass. Guerrero providing the defense and knocking it away, and the Burbank Bulldogs come back to snap for a 3rd and long. Again, the Bulldogs have been saddled with several 3rd and longs. Flags, it'll be 3rd and longer.
3rd and longer, I like that.
3rd and long to start off with, it'll be 3rd and longer. I think it's 3rd and 14, add 5 to that, 3rd and 19. And false start, that's the way we saw it up here. The referee is Billy Newman. He agrees with us. We got our call down to the field just as quickly as we could, and he agreed with us. It's a false start. 3rd down and 19 now for the Burbank Bulldogs.
Bulldogs looking to the sideline for their play. Roman Garcia is accompanied by Edward Rodriguez in the backfield. Garcia scrambling. Garcia right side, has a little bit of room, and he is brought down just as he crossed the 40. Right to the 41.
A little bit of room, but he needed a lot of yardage on a 3rd and 19. He got about 9 of those yards back. If the Bulldogs decide to punt here, of course, those 9 yards will be beneficial as far as field position goes, but just no way that he was going to get that first down. Again, a little bit of a hybrid punt formation. This one looks a little bit more conventional.
This time the snap good. The punt, though, very short, and that rolls out of bounds.
I think it got hit at the line of scrimmage, Bobby. And again, there's pros and cons to that philosophy from the special teams perspective. Is you put some pressure on the defense, but you don't have the punter's not as deep as you would be. You would see normally in a conventional punt formation. So a little bit easier to get a paw up there and knock that one down, or maybe just hit a helmet of an offensive lineman as they're coming back. But that ball, it looked like it was hit at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and considering the last 2 attempts, right, the bad snap, so focusing on just getting the ball to the kicker or to run the play, and this time they were able to get it off.
Well, the Burbank Bulldogs will be tasked with keeping the Highlands Owls off the board. We still have 8 minutes and 29 seconds left to play, trailing by a touchdown. The Bulldogs certainly don't want to go down 2. Highlands gets a second half kickoff.
15-7 our score currently. A handoff over to the right side. The ball was carried by Darius Long, but the Burbank Bulldog defense able to stop that.
Puka Uwanitola Oli coming down the sideline, making first contact, followed quickly by Ramsey Chavaria. A nice play by the 2 interior defensive linemen, a tackle for loss for the Highlands Owls.
2nd down and 11 here for Highlands. Back at their own 44. Looks like the sack by Chavaria.
I think that was a busted play, Bobby. Adam Garcia goes back, or let me see who that is now. That's not number 3. That's Jordan Ceballos at the quarterback, and he went back to hand off. He went to hand off to his left. I think the running back went to his right, and Chavaria says, "You're not getting away with that." You're going down to the ground. I get a tackle for loss. Ramsey Chavaria, big senior defensive lineman for the Burbank Bulldogs.
3rd down and long. 5 wide receivers set. Man in motion. Garcia steps up into the pocket, has room, crosses the 50, goes out of bounds, but shy of the first down, which is going to bring up a 4th down.
Shy of the first down, but really close enough to roll the dice. Maybe you're on the opponent's side of the 50-yard line, 4th and maybe 2. The punt team is coming out on the field. Coach Landeros might be thinking, hey, we're getting the ball back to start the second half. Let's not take any chances here. Let's pin the Bulldogs back, play defense. I know my defense can do that, Coach Landeros might be thinking. And so the punt team is out, and Caleb, again, Perez back to return the punt. The Owls have not punted to him yet tonight.
Jared Lopez to punt it away. Nice. High punt. Good hang time. Fielded at the 15. Right side. Again, that was Caleb Bettis.
And you got a glimpse at his return skills there. A flag over there, right there by the 20-yard line. The officials are going to visit about that, and we'll see what that is. Usually, those flags are against the return team, but we'll see if this is an exception to that usually. Nice return by Caleb Bettis. If the penalty is against the Bulldogs, of course, it will nullify the return.
Well, we talked about this being a great game. So far it has been. It's been even a good chess match between these 2 coaches.
So it is an illegal block or holding against the Burbank Bulldogs. So that'll nullify Caleb Bettis' nice return, and the ball goes back to the 10-yard line. So Coach Landeros playing it conservatively there on that series, and rewarded for it as the Bulldogs will start this drive 90 yards away from their pay dirt.
Bulldogs receive the football to start the game. They turned the ball over on downs on their very first drive. Following that drive, the Highlands Owls scored. The Bulldogs keeping it on the ground and get up to about the 14-yard line. Second down and about 8.
Leonard Lozano, the ball carrier. He hasn't run the ball much this year. 13 carries, 75 yards, almost 6 yards per carry.
Roman Garcia out of the shotgun. Looking right, pass is caught at the 18-yard line. So that's going to bring up a third down.
Again, a quick drop back and a quick release out there in the flat for Roman Garcia. And I would put that at the top of the list of things that that young man can do is throw that out route, throw that curl, throw that mid-range short pass. Very, very accurate in that aspect of the game. The Burbank Bulldogs coming to the sideline. Coach Ricker has called a timeout. That'll be the first timeout for the Bulldogs this half. They've got 2 remaining. Allows us to tell you about 7 Cents Media. You might not know you know them, but you do. It's the Castros, Isaiah, Sebastian, Arissa, Caleb even. 7 Cents Media. Call them if you're looking to have somebody produce a professional podcast, music video, documentary. If you want, if you got a big event that you want videographed, maybe even streamed, 7 Cents Media. That's your call. And Matt Hakes, Southway Ford, welcome to the RC Audio Sports sponsorship team. Matt Hakes, Southway Ford, located in the heart of San Antonio on IH-35 between Zarzamora and Highway 16. David Benavides and Anthony Martinez can guide you through what can be a complicated process. Make sure that you get the best value. If you're thinking about buying a car, new or pre-owned, don't do it until you talk to David or Anthony.
Bulldogs ready to go. Low snap. Roman in the pocket. Chased out. Nowhere to go. And the Highlands Owls defense finally got to Roman Garcia for a loss.
Bobby, great defensive scheme there. Number 21 for the Highlands Owls is Lyndon Price, a junior linebacker, and he had that. He was spying Roman Garcia. He had that secondary rush. So even when Roman Garcia was able to get through that first wave, Lyndon Price right there waiting for him.
Manuel Chavarria to punt the ball away. Short punt. That one will bounce out of bounds, but right when it hit the 41. Highlands will get the ball back at their own 41-yard line with 5 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in this first half.
Presidio Concrete on our sponsorship team for the second straight year. Hector Gonzalez, Dre Gutierrez. If you've got a project that requires concrete, I'm telling you, if it's a concrete enclosure, if it's a zoo enclosure, if it's a high school stadium, if it's a foundation or a patio slab, Presidio Concrete, Hector Gonzalez, Dre Gutierrez, give them a call, they'll do it.
Again, Highlands with some favorable position here already starting in Burbank territory. Garcia fakes a handoff, nowhere to go, has to turn around, gets rid of the football. So the pass is incomplete. Good defensive pressure there by the Burbank Bulldog defense.
Good pressure, and again, I'd like to point out, Adam Garcia, senior leadership, managing the game. First down, pressure, instead of forcing a throw and getting an interception on first down, throws the ball away at the 40-yard line. Very likely that he's got 3 more downs to get to the line to gain. So, again, you love to see in a quarterback that kind of savvy and that kind of decision-making. That's a game manager right there, Adam Garcia. I'm sure that Coach Landeros is glad to have him back.
Garcia, senior for the Highlands Owls. This time they come in a bunch formation. Reverse, left side, carried by McCain. McCain out of bounds at the 35, but there's a flag right here at the 40. Both sides of the field.
There was a flag right at the snap, and I heard the Burbank bleachers up here, somebody yelled offsides. We'll see if that holds true, but the second flag came from way back there. The back judge throwing a flag way at the point of the attack. That's more likely to be a foul on some type of block. So 2 penalties on the play, both of them live ball penalties. This can be interesting. Let's look for the referee. Billy Newman, tell us what you got. False start is the first call against the Owls. That one is going to be declined. And then we've got a holding, an illegal block, holding there at the point of the attack. And that penalty, the Bulldogs will take a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. I don't think that was holding because that's at the point of the foul. So that was a penalty that was going to be marked off from the line of scrimmage, 10 yards back in Highlands territory at the 49-yard line.
So 2nd down and 20 now here for Highlands as they've broken their huddle. Adam Garcia under center with 2 backs in the backfield. Garcia's dropping back, pressure's coming. Garcia's now having to scramble, and he's going the wrong way. Garcia still directing. Garcia has room along the sideline. What a great run by quarterback Adam Garcia.
Boy, he kept giving ground and kept giving ground. Bobby, you say he's going the wrong way. He was. I think he reoriented that compass and directed himself southward and all the way back across the original line of scrimmage. Not enough to move the chains, however. But they were back at 2nd down and about 20. Now it's 3rd down and we'll call it 7. The scoreboard still says 3rd and 10, but that looks like 3rd and 7 to me, maybe 3rd and 6.
Boy, just when you thought you saw Garcia panic, he found a way to make something out of nothing. Trips to the top of the screen. And this time, Garcia goes down. And that'll be for a loss.
Credit Ramsey Chavarria with the sack. Ramsey Chavarria, big senior defensive lineman for the Burbank Bulldogs. Let's take a look at his stats. 23 total tackles. He's got 2 tackles for loss, 3 sacks coming into this game. So add 1 to that. 4 sacks for the senior defensive lineman. And the Owls are going to have to punt the ball away. The Burbank Bulldogs will get possession of this ball just under 4 minutes. They've got 2 timeouts left in the half.
Clyde Crow Jr. calls him Mahomes Jr. I was going to say almost Johnny Manziel-like. There's the punt. Be caught at the 20. And brought down just as he crossed the 25.
Well, if we're naming quarterbacks, I was thinking it was Roger Staubach.
Oh, okay.
But Johnny Manziel, yeah, it's funny that you bring up Johnny Manziel. Bobby, you used to call, didn't you? You used to call games for Tybee. Weren't you assigned to Tybee one year?
Sure was. It was Johnny's junior year. Got to see one of the most amazing players I've ever seen in person.
What an athlete! You know what I'd like to do is dig up an old audio and just hear you make one. Hear you make a call on one of his crazy plays.
Oh boy, if they only existed somewhere. Burbank keeping it on the ground, up the middle. Number 1, that's Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets across the 50.
The Burbank Bulldogs making it happen on the ground here tonight with some big rushing carries. The Bulldogs are about 50-50. They run the ball just slightly more than they pass the ball, but tonight the run game has been where they have gotten the real estate.
So now the Bulldogs, after that big carry, keeping it on the ground. This time it's Roman Garcia. Garcia, left side, and he goes out of bounds right at the 39, but not before picking up another close to yet a 1st down.
Not a bad move by Roman Garcia, as the Bulldogs have already burned a timeout. Remember that this year in high school football, you get 2-minute warnings in the first half and at the end of the game. The 2nd quarter and the 4th quarter, you get 2-minute warnings. So that's like adding an extra timeout to whoever has the ball.
2 backs in the backfield with Garcia. Low snap. Garcia still manages to hand off the football, but not much doing after that, but just enough for the 1st down. They didn't need but a yard.
They needed a yard and got 2. And we've got a Burbank Bulldog player on the turf, and the trainers are out there to tend to him. We're going to take a break while they do that. You're watching high school football on the RC Audio Sports 2, The Dose YouTube channel.
The San Antonio Independent School District has the resources, the staff, and the schools to take your inspiration and make it a reality. No matter where you live, what language you speak, or where you want to go, SAISD will get you there. Register now at saisd.net/enroll or call 210-554-2660.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be a $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Texas, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Number 78 is Jadita Gill, a sophomore offensive lineman being tended to by the trainer, being helped off the field. We hope that he is okay.
Well, the drive will continue here for Burbank as they did pick up that first down. So the Bulldogs in Highlands territory, looking to even this up or get really close to even it up before the end of the first half. Roman Garcia, play action, no, handed it off. Nice stiff arm. Rodriguez still on his feet. Tough customer to go down, but a good chunk of yards again for the Burbank Bulldogs as they continue to move the ball, this time now to the 30 on an 8-yard pickup.
I was looking for a signal, but it does look like he was, they called him out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock again. Of course, the Burbank Bulldogs trying to conserve that time.
Second and short. Rodriguez gets the call again. Rodriguez doing some nifty running, stiff arming his way inside the 5. What a run there by Edward Rodriguez.
How about his ability to change directions? We'll take a look at the end of that play, but we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that replay shortly. But a great run,
26-yard run there for Rodriguez. Roman Garcia takes the direct snap, and he will carry a couple of owls on his way down to the 3-yard line.
Shamar Burrell had his arms around Garcia's shoulder pads, and it was a mano a mano there to keep him out of the end zone. The clock will get down to the 2-minute mark, and we'll get the 2-minute warning here in high school football this year. Gives us an opportunity to introduce to you some more of our sponsors. Yvette Deus, new to our sponsorship team. Sol Rose, Medicare and Legacy. We are rolling into the re-enrollment period of Medicare at the end of the year. Whether you're eligible or you're going to become eligible in 2026, Yvette Deus is a call that you need to make. The decisions can be complicated. You need a professional in your corner. Yvette Deus studies these things all day long. Even if you think you're satisfied and you just want somebody to look over your policy, Yvette Deus will be the first one to tell you, yeah, you got the right one. I can't find one better for you. But if there's one out there that could serve your needs a little better, everybody has different medical needs, and these policies can be very specific. Get Yvette Deus in your corner, give her a call, allow her to help you make that decision.
Second and goal from about the 4 for the Burbank Bulldogs as we are back from the 2-minute warning. Sending a man in motion. Roman Garcia gives the handoff up to Rodriguez, and this time the Highlands Owls defense will make the stop, maybe a yard gain.
Joe Angel Bustamante, we've called his name a couple of times, a few times here tonight. His helmet comes off, so he's going to have to leave the field. The Owls are going to go ahead and do that. Not going to call a timeout to get him back, but Joe Angel Bustamante, boy, that was his second really textbook tackle tonight.
8th play of the drive. Roman Garcia will take it himself, and he gets met at the goal line, but falls in, and Roman Garcia gets into the end zone from 4 yards, and the Bulldogs back on the scoreboard.
Lyndon Price was there to meet him at the goal line, but Roman Garcia was not to be denied, and he drove into the end zone after he was contacted and will score the touchdown. We've got a Bulldog also down with Roman Garcia, and while they tend to them, we're going to take a short break and we'll bring it back for the extra point.
Get ready. Grab it, let's go.
Go, Victor. Hold it. Go.
Back here from the quick break after that 4-yard touchdown run by Roman Garcia. The Bulldogs get into the end zone, and we are awaiting the extra point here.
Remember that the Highlands Owls went for 2 on their previous score, swinging gate that the Bulldogs were not ready to defend. So that is why the Owls have a 2-point advantage, although both Burbank and the Highlands Owls have 2 scores. It's the 2-point PAT that is the difference here in the first half.
So the Bulldogs look like they're lined up, ready to try for the 2-point conversion as well to try and get this game tied up. Handoff, check that. Direct snap, that was straight to Leo Lozano, and Lozano gets in, so we're all tied up here in this second quarter. 15-15. You're watching SAISD High School Football on RC Audio Sports 2.
When you're hit by a motor vehicle, there's nobody that tells you that there's most likely going to be $1 billion insurance company protecting the driver that just hit you. It's a mistake to play in traffic, just like it's a mistake to go against an auto insurance company all alone. When you get into a car crash, don't fight the $1 billion auto insurance companies alone. If you've been injured in a car crash, call Martinez & Associates today at 210-337-1111.
Back here at SAISD Sports Complex, and the Burbank Bulldogs with a drive of their own, Coach.
A long drive, a 73-yard drive that started at their own 27-yard line. It took them 8 plays to navigate that. Roman Garcia punctuated the drive with a
4-yard
for the 4-yard touchdown run at the 1 minute and 26-second mark. It took 2 minutes and 4 seconds off the clock.
So the Bulldogs ready to kick off to the Highlands Owls, and the Highlands Owls will have 1.5 minutes to see if they can do something and answer right back. Christian Martinez, the kicker. Ball is bobbled, and Highlands manages to hang on to the football.
Jovan Fleming's had a little trouble fielding the kickoff, but he ends up with it. There's a flag back here at the kickoff team's line of scrimmage, if you will, so very likely that will go against the Bulldogs. We'll see. Bobby, I want to come back and revisit that extra point decision. Burbank going for 2, and of course they were down by 2, but it's kind of early to start playing that down by 1, down by 2 strategy. But I would like to point out that Roman Garcia lost his helmet on the play before, right? So he's got to sit out a player. You got to call a timeout. Roman Garcia is a holder. So again, just thinking on your feet and adapting to situations. Over here, Coach Ricker maybe realizing that his holder is out, and how that the analytics on getting an extra point through the uprights with your second team holder. Let's run for 2, and then again, wildcat formation. Roman Garcia out. Lozano takes a direct snap, scores it,
and it's all tied up at 15. But there's still some time on the clock here. 1:22 to go, where the Highlands Owls will have the football right at their own 32-yard line. Over to the left side, and that is Jeremiah McCain, and he gets brought down for a loss, but he had some forward progress.
Tackled for a tackle for loss, as you say, Bobby. And again, I've been hyping up the Highlands Owls sideline to sideline defense, and I got to do the same thing for the Burbank Bulldogs on a jet sweep. Jeremiah McCain is not slow by any means. that is a fast athlete right there, and you've got some defensive linemen keeping their reads and moving to the football. A tackle for loss on a side-to-side play. Great pursuit, Burbank defense.
Clock is still running here. So the Highland Owls with the football. Garcia, whistles will blow. Play will not go off. A timeout.
We got a timeout.
Highlands takes it.
And 30 seconds left to play here in the first half. Gives us an opportunity to talk about Superior Tax. We got the man right here with us calling play-by-play, Bobby Mendez, the founder, the owner of Superior Tax. And Bobby, we're in October. Tell us what we should be thinking about.
Well, we got about 6 more days for you to take care of your taxes. If you did not file on April 15th and you filed for an extension, you got till October 15th. So make sure you haven't done it already, get your paperwork together and get those taxes done.
Phone number's right there on the screen, 210-224-5000. Call Bobby, let him help you. Not now, though. Don't call him now. He's busy.
Yeah, we'll take care of you. All right, here come the Highlands Owls. Garcia lets it fly. Threw it up in the air. He was looking for Jaden Marquez.
Oh,
the
boy.
pass was incomplete.
That, Bobby, was a dangerous pass. Number 26, Christian Gutierrez, back here in the defensive backfield for the Bulldogs. Man, he had a beat on that. And if he had been able to snag that interception, I don't think there was anybody that was going to even slow him down between the 40 and the end zone. So the Highlands Owls dodge a bullet there on that pass that had a lot of hang time. And very lucky that Christian Gutierrez, if you're rooting for the Owls, very lucky for you that Gutierrez did not get the intercept.
Third down here for Highlands with just about 20 seconds remaining. Garcia thought about getting rid of it. Now he's being chased. Garcia, no choice. Oh, wait, he was going to run out of bounds, but he flipped it over to his receiver, but incomplete. Talking about improvisation.
Well, he's tried that one before, a little bit of a shuffle pass. And, if you're behind the line of scrimmage, a forward pass is a forward pass. It doesn't have to be your conventional over-the-shoulder pass. You can send that pass. You can send that pass forward any manner if you're behind the line of scrimmage. But the pass fell incomplete, and fourth and very long. 14 seconds left to play.
It's an important punt here for.
It is an important punt. And Caleb Pettis has shown us that he can return a punt or two.
So Jared Lopez, and the snap is too high. So Lopez will punt it any which way he can, and he punted it out of bounds. So I don't know where they're going to spot that one.
My favorite triangulation officials here. This is some geometry right here. One of the officials goes down the sideline, and the official that was behind the punt will watch him and tell him just where they intersect, and that's where the ball will be placed. And so they decide that it'll be at the decide that the line of scrimmage is a 24-yard line. And again, Jared Lopez, first of all, did well to get control of the football.
Yeah.
Second of all, did well not to get tackled way back there, and just made the most of it. It wasn't, it won't be his best punt this year, but it was a whole lot better than giving the Burbank Bulldogs possession at the Highlands Owls 5-yard line.
One of the toughest things to do is to be that deep snapper, and making sure, a lot of us take that for granted because you see it done so naturally at other levels, but in the high school level, it's a lot of pressure to make sure you get that ball right where it needs to be.
The Burbank Bulldogs are lining up for a field goal. And we've got a timeout on the field. The Bulldogs are calling it themselves. We'll keep it right here, Reese. So the Bulldogs will line up to kick a field goal from about the Highlands Owls 30-yard line. That's a 40-yard punt. We don't have the benefit of that little yellow strip that tells us when I think that's 88, Avery Andino. I got that correct. The kicker's 52, Christian Martinez on the depth chart. 88 was lining up there to get that one done. We'll clear that up when they come back. But it was the Bulldogs that called this timeout. And going out there to kick.
52's out there.
Yes, number 52. He's a sophomore kicker, Christian Martinez. And he's got those bright orange shoes there to help him get that ball over the crossbar through the uprights. Here we go from the 31-yard line, a 41-yard attempt.
There's the snap, the hold, the kick is short and to the right, so the the field goal is no good. We will go to halftime with a score 15-15. What a great first half of football you're watching on RCA Audio Sports 2. We'll be back in just a moment for our halftime performances.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Texas, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
And we bring you back live to the SAISD Sports Complex for the halftime performances of the Highlands Owls and the Burbank Bulldogs. M. Gonzalez has been on our stream before, and she knows that we keep it live for these halftime performances. A lot of pride in the communities and the dance teams and the marching bands, and we enjoy them as well. I'm going to turn my mic down. We're going to listen to the PA announcer describe the action.
Pep captain is junior, Rina Saiz. Pep co-captains is junior, Brianna Guerrero, and sophomore, Alina Hernandez. Pepper of the week is sophomore, June Celestino. Cheer is under the direction of Jasmine Castaneda. Cheerleader of the week is junior, Princess Daniels. Fox Tech is under the direction of Stephanie Trevino Calan. Diamond of the week is sophomore, Helene Martinez. Dancer of the week is sophomore, Savannah Ortiz. Our 2025-2026 High Steppers social officers are juniors, Madison Duran and London Rios. Our 2025-2026 High Steppers dance officers are Lieutenant Colonel, Senior, Gabriela Garza. Lieutenant Colonel, Senior, Alyssa Urrutia. And Colonel, Senior, Angelissa Mercado. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the Southeast Side, the Highlands High School Mighty Owl Band. The band is under the field direction of drum major Leo Garcia. Tonight, the Highlands Mighty Owl Band presents their 2025 competition show entitled The Path Less Traveled. School Mighty Owl Band is under the direction of Mr. Chris Garcia and Dr. Naranjo. Percussion Director, Joseph Mendito. And Color Guard Director, Ms. Madison Gomez. We would like to thank our Principal Adrian Hitt and his administrative team for their continuous support.
And that was the Highlands Owls dance team and marching band. The Burbank Bulldogs dance team and marching band is about to take the field, and we're not going to go away. We're going to keep it right here to watch halftime performances. Looks like we've got a special one. I see some guests. Senior night is it here for Burbank. All right, well, I'm going to turn my mic down, turn up the PA announcer's mic, and let's enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we feature the pride of the South Side, the Burbank Orange Jackets, and the mighty Bulldog Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of head drum major Diego Lopez and assistant drum major Rodrigo Ariola. The Orange Jackets cheer captains are Gabriela Padilla and Lilia Costa, and social officer is Camila Barajas. The Orange Jacket dance team officers are Colonel Naya Gutierrez and Lieutenant Colonel Miranda Garza. Dance team social officers are Marlena Garcia and Amy Arellano. Pep squad officers are Bella Luna, Delaney Rendon, and Jalen Quinteo. And social officer is Remy Castaneda. Dancer of the week, the seniors. Cheerleader of the week, the seniors. Pep squad member of the week, the seniors. Our varsity dance team will be performing with their very own teachers to We Run the Night. Our award-winning Mighty Bulldog Band will be performing their 2025 UIL marching show entitled Corazón Mexicano. Our section of the week is the trumpets. Our marcher of the week is Liberty Ortegon and Adeline Bermea.
RC Audio Sports and RC Audio Sports 2, we always bring you the halftime performances live on our streams. Thank you for staying with us through halftime. We love halftime performances. Robert Villafranca alongside Bobby Mendez, Reese Robinson at the tech table tonight. Castro's handling the cameras, Sebastian and Isaiah, and Rissa on the field with the still photography. You can enjoy her photography on our social media platforms Sunday evening, Monday morning, before we get those up. Again, you're watching high school football on the RC Audio Sports 2 YouTube channel from the SAISD Sports Complex. We'll be right back.
Been in a crash? It's illegal for lawyers to contact you first. If yours did, it could ruin your case. Don't trust law firms that break the law. Choose Martinez & Associates, voted San Antonio's best law firm 3 years in a row. After you've been in a crash, go with the law firm you can trust. Call Martinez & Associates. With us, it's personal.
Call 210-337-1111. That's 210-337-1111.
SAISD Sports Complex on the south side of San Antonio. We have ourselves a whole nother ball game here with just 2 more quarters to go. It's the Burbank Bulldogs and the Highlands Owls tied at 15 to start this second half. The Highland Owls will receive the football to start the second half of play. Is that right?
The Highlands Owls will receive, I think, the Burbank Bulldogs, my memory serves.
Right.
Yeah, Burbank.
Yes,
won
Burbank
the toss and got the kickoff.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So Highlands will come back out as they had themselves a great performance. Both teams had a great performance.
It was a great first half.
So both two teams here with 2 more quarters to go, Coach. And this early part in the district schedule here, but some real tough implications here on this win here.
Well, you know what I'm looking for here, Bobby, is from a psychological angle that neither of these two games, neither of these two teams, whether they've won or they've lost, have been in close games going into the third quarter. So this is a different feel for both of these teams, and you know how well can you play under that kind of pressure? And the Burbank Bulldogs fake the little bunch kickoff. and line up to kick one off. But again, I think, a lot of that's going to be can you keep your nerves under control? Can you keep your emotions under control? Can you execute in a close football game? Neither of these two teams have been tested in that manner.
Well, let's see what they do here. The kickoff being brought back. Still on his feet, Jeremiah McCain gets some decent yards on the kickoff return.
Kind of step ladders his way all the way from the far numbers to the near numbers and making quite a few Burbank defenders miss. This will be good field position for the Highlands Owls, right at about the 40-yard line. We're all tied up at 15 apiece, and boy, this is a great 12-5A D2 football game. We're glad to stream it, and we're glad that you're here enjoying it with us.
The Owls moving from left to right to start the second half of play here. Quarterback Adam Garcia out of the shotgun. Hands the ball over, and he is brought down, swallowed up by the big man on defense.
Wanatola Oli, who's got a fan base in the 50th U.S. state in Hawaii. Big Wanatola Oli. Yes, Reese, if you would. SAISD has given us the privilege of streaming all the games from the SAISD Sports Complex, RC Audio Sports. If the game is being played at this complex, we're streaming it. We appreciate SAISD for giving us the trust to do so. This is a labor of love for us.
2nd and 14 for the Owls. Garcia has pressure, rolling outside the pocket. Gets rid of the football, out of bounds, so the pass is incomplete. Bringing up 3rd down now for the Owls.
Again, Bob, I've made this point a couple of times already, but Adam Garcia, a senior, showing some quarterback savvy there at 2nd down and long. The ball is in his end of the field over here at the 35-yard line. Pressured, he could try to line up and throw a pass on the run and maybe get it intercepted. He's enough of a game manager. He knows this game enough to know that in this given situation, throwing the ball away is your best option.
So 3rd and long now for the Owls. They come out in a tight formation, and Roman Garcia not able to get the play developed, and the Bulldogs on defense make a big stop, forcing the punting units to come out onto the field.
Adam Garcia reverse out, looked a little bit like a bootleg action or a reverse sweep for Adam Garcia as he faked the handoff to his right and then bootlegged his way out. But the Burbank Bulldogs were not fooled, and they were there on that series of downs. The Owls going in the rotten direction.
Caleb Perez now back at his 44-yard line. Jared Lopez got the kickoff. And the kick is a fine kick, taking a nice bounce and rolling inside the 25, and will be down at the 24, where Burbank will have the football with 10:14 to go in this opening 2nd quarter for the Bulldogs.
Bobby, that was about a 15, 20-yard bounce on the punt after it hit the turf. And again, you can tell that the Owls have decided that they're not going to punt to Caleb Pettis. I don't blame them for doing that. But here at the punt, Ramsey Chavarria just inches away from getting that punt blocked.
Yeah, he got that off just in time. So the Bulldogs will come back out on the football field. They did have a chance with 6 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. They tried for a field goal. That one was not good. But this their opening drive of the 2nd half, and they'll keep it on the ground. I believe that was a handoff to Rodriguez.
Again, the Burbank Bulldogs, their offense about 50-50 run pass. They run just a few percentage points more than they pass. They're going to start the 2nd half here, get some positive yardage on the ground. 2nd down and 9. Probably an opportunity where you're going to see the passing game be called upon. That's number 5 at the quarterback.
Yeah, Lopez was taking some snaps. I saw him before they took the field. Lozano, excuse me.
So Lozano will open up the 2nd half at quarterback for the Burbank Bulldogs, and we'll see what that does to the run-pass ratio. We know that Roman Garcia's got a pretty good arm. We haven't seen Lozano's yet. So 3rd and 5. The Burbank Bulldogs pretty much stay in spread formations. They keep 4 wide receivers out away from the line of scrimmage. Highlands Owls the opposite.
Lozano out of the shotgun, but before that play gets going, there are some flags on the field. I'm not sure if that was a delay of the game.
False start. False start against the Burbank Bulldogs. That was a long count, and again, some of that happens when you have a different signal caller. You got a different quarterback. The offensive line not accustomed to that rhythm, and on that play, kind of a long time trying to get that one settled, and somebody on the other side of the offensive line jumped. A 5-yard penalty.
3rd and 11 now for the Bulldogs. Leo Lozano takes the direct snap, and he will take it on the keeper, fights his way across the 30, maybe gets to the 31. 7-yard pickup for the Bulldogs. But it brings up a 4th down. And if you remember, Leo Lozano was the 4th down guy. So he gets to stay in. And he'll punt it. High punt, touched. And still they were able to hang on to the football.
Devontae Riley. Boy, he almost gave that ball away, and he picked it up. And instead of getting tackled right there at the catch, he's going to extend that play about another 7 yards. We've seen Devontae Riley. He quarterbacked for the Highlands Owls against the Edison Golden Bears, and we got to look at what he can do with his athleticism.
So the Bulldogs on defense now, and Highlands will start with their own 44. The first possession was a 3-and-out in the second half. This here, their second. Garcia, quick pass. And a couple of yards there, maybe 1.5 yards. As the pass was completed. Ball now spotted at the 46.
Javon Fleming's at the other end of that pass from Adam Garcia, trying to get Fleming's out in space, but the Burbank Bulldogs making a nice tackle out there on the perimeter. A short gain. At
the 45, so a 1-yard gain. The handoff over to Devontae Riley, but he gets stopped by the Bulldog defense, bringing up a third down.
Ramsey Chavarria again in on the play, and keep in mind when you see him on tackles over there by the numbers, keep in mind that he lines up like a yard away from the football, and so a great pursuit there for Ramsey Chavarria. I know that we have called his name many times over his career. I know that he is at least a 3-year letter, and doing a great job here as a senior for the Burbank Bulldogs.
4 wide receivers set now for the Owls, 2 on the top of your screen and 2 to our near side. Garcia in the pocket, fires it, pass is incomplete. He was looking for Jeremiah McCain, but the pressure from the Bulldogs forced Garcia to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Bob, you're exactly right, and the receiver was wide open. Adam Garcia had to take a step back and throw off that back foot because Ramsey Chavarria again in the backfield and pressuring him. It's not going to count as a sack, but it's certainly a hurry, and I would say that Chavarria is largely responsible for that pass not being caught and the Owls not moving the chains.
Jared Lopez ready to kick for the Owls, and back to receive is Caleb Bettis. Bettis will field it at the 17 and take it down the sideline for a few yards, just shy of the 40. So the Bulldogs will have the football right back, and it's been all defense to start the second half of play. Bunch of 3-and-outs.
Yeah, defense and punting. Caleb Bettis on that return, he kind of sandbagged his way over there to the numbers. The Highlands Owls have been kicking over there to the numbers, and he kind of decoyed his spot in the middle of the field. As soon as that ball was snapped, he started floating over there, expecting the punt to go there, and a much better result. Instead of the ball bouncing 16 yards further back in Burbank territory, Pettis returns that 10, 11 yards out.
So now from their own 37, the Bulldogs will start. Handoff goes to Edward Rodriguez, and he'll get a good carry to the 43. Leo Lozano still in at quarterback. He'll take it, and he gets stuffed and brought down. But he picked up a yard on that.
A little positive yardage, Bobby. I'm scanning the Burbank sideline here for a number 9, and there's one number that I don't see. That's a 6 now. I don't see a number 9 on the Burbank sideline. Number 9, of course, Roman Garcia, who started at quarterback. Lozano taking on the quarterback duties and not finding Garcia on the Burbank sideline. I know his helmet came off, but he stayed in the game earlier. So
3rd and 5, handoff. Rodriguez, and he gets swallowed up by the Owls' front defensive line. Another yard gain on that, but that's going to bring up a 4th down and short. Devontae Riley back to receive the punt. Leonardo Lozano just in time gets the kickoff. That ball will take a Burbank bounce, or excuse me, a Highland Owls bounce. So the Owls will now take over with 5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. So the ball spotted at the Owls' 33-yard line. Looking at my drive sheet, the previous 4 possessions for both teams have all resulted in 3 and outs. Let's see if the Owls can change that on this drive. A 4 wide receiver set for Garcia. Pass out of the backfield, or incomplete. He was looking for number 28, Jeremiah Benavides.
Bobby, I think I have found Roman on the sideline. He's got his jersey off, and he's on crutches here on the sideline here, and visiting with the other Burbank Bulldogs. So I don't think that we're going to see Roman Garcia back tonight. We certainly hope that is not a serious injury, as he is a big part of this Burbank Bulldogs offense. But we found him.
Garcia tosses it right, gets it over to Riley. But Riley, by a pack of Bulldogs, gets dropped at the 27.
Boy, if Riley has got the football for the Highlands Owls, the Burbank Bulldogs, I'm sure that defensive coordinator is saying, keep coming, because he's not easy to bring down. And he fought off a few tacklers and made a few miss, but still a tackle for a loss. And the Burbank Bulldogs on that play would have been easier for me to give the numbers of the defenders that were not in on the tackle. About 9 Burbank Bulldogs defenders in on the tackle with on Devontae Riley.
3rd and 17 now for Highlands. They come out in their shotgun formation, dropping back, but pressure's coming. Pass incomplete. Boy, was he wide open. That was Jeremiah McCain. And again, it's that Burbank Bulldog pressure coach that's probably forcing Garcia not to get a set throw.
Well, it wasn't, again, the throw was not on target, and a nice wheel route by the receiver, and he had gotten behind the defender. And if the Owls would have been able to connect that would have been really close to the first down of the second half. So we're looking at another 5 3 and outs.
5. This is the 5th consecutive punt.
Not just punt, but punt after 3 downs too, right?
Yes.
To the other numbers as Caleb Pettis moved over there, and again, a 25-yard bounce is going to land inside the 20-yard line. So you talk about chess moves. Okay, well, if you're going to if you're going to sandbag over there to the far numbers, I'm kicking it to the near numbers. And so a lot of, a lot of give and take. You called it a chess match earlier in this game, Bob. You're exactly right. A bunch of little moves here that are making a difference.
That was actually a really nice spiraled punt as well.
Good hang time. Even if Bettis had fielded that on a fair catch, it would have been respectable distance, but add another 20 yards to the punt. And I mean, that is an exceptional punt. So again, the Burbank Bulldogs starting their drive from deep in their territory, and without the benefit of Roman Garcia's abilities, the Bulldogs offense is back out.
This is the farthest back they've been to start the second half at their own 17. Keeping it on the ground, gets it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez fights his way across the 20 and even up to the 24.
This time it's number 24 now that Coach Ricker has sent out to handle the quarterback duties. Number 24, Josh Garcia, a sophomore quarterback. You hate to lose the services of Lozano at quarterback, so you put him back out to his regular position and bring in a backup quarterback. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Play action, pass, left side, incomplete. Looking for Brian Halamo.
Number 2 for the Highlands Owls, Jacob Guerrero, a sophomore. And what a play he made on the pass. It looked like Josh Garcia was going to go to the back shoulder, but Jacob Guerrero right there on the pass, step for step, knocking that away, incomplete.
Big third down here for the Bulldogs. Third and short, maybe 5. Joshua Garcia dropping back. Here comes the blitz. Gets rid of it, and Edward Rodriguez has room on the sideline, and he gets brought down at the 40. But most importantly, gets a first down for the Bulldogs. The first down of the half for either team.
And the Burbank Bulldogs using the Highlands Owls aggressiveness against them, call the screen play and get behind the first wave of rushers, and as you said, the first down of the second half. Josh Garcia before this game had completed no passes on 2 attempts, and that was a completed pass for him, so he gets his first completed pass of the season.
Garcia will hand the ball off, and that would be Rodriguez again, and he'll get some positive yardage up to the 44.
When you go down a little deeper in your depth chart with quarterbacks, the brunt of the responsibility really falls on that offensive line. They've got to control that offensive line, give that backup quarterback a little bit more time when they decide to throw the ball. But this has got to be, you got to figure that run-pass ratio is going to start trending towards run for the Burbank Bulldogs with Roman Garcia out of the game.
Hand off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets met at the 45, but again, fought his way for additional yardage. So he's right at the 48, just shy of the first down. They need to get to the 49.
Impressive that he broke a tackle. Adrian Chincarini was right there on him on the line of scrimmage, and he was able to break that tackle. And Bobby, they're going to move the chain, so we've got another first down. We've got it's a trend. We've got first downs now in the second half.
Second first down for the Bulldogs in this second half. It's the second first down of this drive. So the Bulldogs trying to get some rhythm. Joshua Garcia hands it off to Brian Halomo, and Halomo will lose yardage there as the Highland Owls defense react quickly.
First downs become very, very important again. When first downs become very, very important, we've got a Highlands Owls on the turf, and the trainer's out to see him. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Been in a crash? It's illegal for lawyers to contact you first. If yours did, it could ruin your case. Don't trust law firms that break the law. Choose Martinez & Associates, voted San Antonio's best law firm 3 years in a row. After you've been in a crash, go with the law firm you can trust. Call Martinez & Associates. With us, it's personal.
Call 210-337-1111. That's 210-337-1111.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Texas because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
We welcome you back here to SAISD Sports Complex, where we are still knotted up at 15, but the Bulldogs making some progress here as they have got 2 first downs on this drive here alone, and they are now right at midfield, back at their own 47 after that loss of a couple of yards. Joshua Garcia gets it over to Rodriguez, but the Highland Owls were just waiting for him right behind the line of scrimmage. And the defense stepping it up for Highlands. And we got another Highlands player down, Coach, so we'll take another break. You were watching SAISD High School. Well, let's keep it right here. You just needed a breather.
Adrian Chincarini, the coach is bringing him over to the sideline after he stayed on the turf for a little bit too long. The official's going to wind the clock and bring it back to action. The 40-second play clock running. But again, when you've got facing a backup quarterback, that first down, and that first down becomes very, very important. You want to push that second string quarterback or the backup quarterback. You want to push him into passing situations. The last time we saw a situation like this, the Bulldogs called a screen. Here we go, 3rd and long.
Trips to our near side. Rodriguez gets the call again, but looks like the Highlands Owls defense has really got an eye on Rodriguez, and they're not giving up any yards on this play either.
Able to, or I'm going to say the decision, I'm not going to say gambling so much because you do have the backup quarterback in there, but the Highlands Owls are starting to crowd that line of scrimmage and just daring the Burbank Bulldogs to put the ball in the air. But with the Highlands Owls, let's see, we've got a timeout. Oh, that was Bobby. That was the end of the 3rd quarter. My goodness, that was a fast 3rd quarter. So we're going to reset for the 4th.
Here we are trying to figure out what's going on.
Who called the timeout? Well, that was the end of the quarter. Robert Villafranca alongside Bobby Mendes, Reese Robinson, the Castros on the cameras here tonight. You're watching high school football on the RC Audio Sports 2 YouTube channel.
At San Antonio ISD, parents and students have a choice to pick the best schools, a choice to take programs that explore a student's interests, and a choice to grow while keeping the future in mind. With so many options to best fit a student's needs, why go anywhere else? Choose SAISD.
Apply now at saisd.net/enroll or call 210-554-2660 for more information.
And we're back as Burbank getting ready to punt the ball away. They do a very high punt. Fair catch is called, but he dropped it. That was Devontae Riley, but able to fall on top of it. Those are tough to judge when they're that high up in the air.
Punts are really hard to catch. Punt receivers, they make it look so much more. They make it look so much easier than it actually is. But that's a tough task.
So the Owls will get the ball back after a nice drive by Burbank. Their defense stepping it up and making them or forcing the Burbank Bulldogs to punt the ball. So they'll have it now from their own 23. Garcia now rolling outside the pocket, being chased by one of the big bodies. He's forced out of bounds after picking up a couple of yards.
Bobby, we've got 2 streams tomorrow. I'm sure you know that. You'll be at Memorial Stadium for Bernie at Harlandale, and we'll be back here at the SAISD Sports Complex. Of course, you'll be streaming from RC Audio Sports. Tomorrow's game from the complex on RC Audio Sports 2. It's Brackenridge and Edison. Join us for both of those games.
2nd down and 9 for the Owls. Garcia He's looking for his receiver. The pass is incomplete. He was looking for Jeremiah McCain. So it brings up now 3rd and 9 for Highlands.
After every game we stream, we pick a player of the game, and this week's player of the game, Naya Bettis. Last Tuesday night, the McCollum Cowboys beating the MacArthur Bramas on the volleyball court in 3 straight sets. Last week, we had the Sam Houston Hurricanes, and it was Xavier Youngblood and Jermaine Carson who were given that honor. We'll pick 2 tonight as well.
Just from which team? We'll have to sit and wait. Garcia dropping back, but here comes the pressure. He has to roll out. He's got some time, has another defender. Now he's going to take it himself. What some moves by Garcia, and he gets knocked out of bounds, but not before picking up a first down.
My goodness.
Oh, boy.
All right, Johnny Menzel. That was a Menzel-esque play for sure. I don't know that I ever saw Roger Staubach do that. But, yeah, great play. And, again, 3rd and long it was. And, boy, he creates it going in the wrong direction, reorients the compass, and here he comes.
We might have to change his name to Adam Football pretty soon.
There you go.
Garcia, after picking up the big first down for the Highlands, their first down of the second half. Garcia has pressure. Garcia goes down.
Not this time. Not this time.
Ramsey Chavarria.
Ramsey Chavarria has seen enough of Adam Football. And boy, a big sack for Chavarria and the Burbank Bulldogs.
So that is, whoa, that's 5, 10, 15, 25.
Got a flag as the referee looks over to the unsportsmanlike conduct. This one's going to hurt, Bobby. This one is going to hurt against the Burbank Bulldogs.
Automatic first down.
Automatic first down, wherever that 15-yard mark off goes. But you've got a team at 2nd down and 25, and you let your emotions get the better of you and give them essentially a free first down. Boy, whew, that could leave a mark. Tonight's team, play-by-play, Bobby Mendez, and I trying to handle some color over here. Production is Reese Robinson on the cameras, Sebastian Castro, Isaiah Castro, and still photography, Marissa Castro on the field, getting us some great shots, I'm sure.
Also known as 7 Cents Media.
7 Cents Media, of course.
So the Owls with a gift from the Burbank Bulldogs with a new set of downs after what would have been a 3rd and 25, 1st and 10. Movement from the Bulldogs. Flags go out, and the play will stop. So maybe a 1st and 5.
The Burbank Bulldogs defense just very generous in their gift giving here. I think it looked like a Bulldog was in the neutral zone across the line of scrimmage, but he might have no flag.
So they're just going to replay the down.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. He came across, but I think he got himself back on his side of the line of scrimmage. And you know, I thought it was odd that they blew the whistle anyway on a defensive offside. So that's the correct call. Changing the call, waving off the flag, I believe that is the right call. 1st and 10.
All right,
so
that never
forget
happened.
About that gift.
Yeah.
We're not giving you that gift.
1st and 10. From their own 34. Garcia, forced out of the pocket, has to run up, and he'll slide, get down to the 35, still pick up a yard. It's bringing up 2nd down and 9 now for Highlands. What a big difference, Coach, these Highland Owls look like today versus a year ago.
A year ago and a couple of years ago. Really struggled in the last couple of years. Coach Landeros now in his 3rd season, and we're seeing some growth, and we're seeing the fruits of his labors. We've called many of their games, and they've been close. They just haven't been able to get over the hurdle. And here they are. And the
Garcia was looking to throw, but now he's doing his magic. Garcia running the football. Might have gotten a 1st down again.
I think he did, and here we are in the 4th quarter. The Highlands Owls just competing against the Burbank Bulldogs, all tied up, and The game's still undecided. We are at the 9-minute mark and counting another Adam football first down.
So he got to the 44, new set of downs. And this is what Coach Landeros was talking about, just controlling the football, making some drives. And this is the first time this half that they've been able to do that. Garcia from under center rolls out. He's got someone from behind, and he'll go down. Another big sack, this time number 90 for, was that 90? 30. There goes my eyes. Darian Gomez.
I think he tiptoed all the way to Adam Garcia. Adam Garcia was setting up, and he says, "I'm not gonna let him hear me coming here." And he tiptoed all the way over there.
Went into ninja mode.
Got the sack. There you go. Every game played here at the SAISD Sports Complex is streamed on RC Audio Sports 2. We thank SAISD for trusting us with this task. We love shining positive light on these kids, these coaches, these communities, and programs.
2nd down and 15 now for Highlands. More movement. Free play. Garcia lets it fly. But the pass is incomplete, but there are some flags on the play. There was some movement.
There was movement, Bobby. I think there was contact as well. It's hard to hear a whistle through the glass here, but I think that play was whistle dead. You get a free play if defense is offsides, but the whistle is blown if there's contact. And I believe on that play there was some pretty good contact. Still an offsides against the Burbank Bulldogs. So back in their generous mode, giving away some penalty yardage here. Instead of 2nd and 15, we keep the down marker at 2. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Out in a bunch formation here. Under center, keeping the ball on the ground. No. Yes, they do keep it on the ground, but I don't think he did hand it off, and it was to Jordan Ceballos.
He ultimately handed it off. A little misdirection inside. Ceballos swung around in a little bit of a inside reverse for the Highlands Owls. Good for a few yards at near the 50-yard line. It'll be really interesting here. I'm sure Coach Landeros is thinking about it already. 7.5 minutes to play in the game. And what he will do if doesn't make the first down here.
This is the 9th play of the drive. A nice handoff. Ball handed off to Darius Long.
And that's going to move it very, very close to the line to gain. I would be very surprised if the Highlands Owls punt this one away in Burbank territory. Nope, they're going to line up an offense, a bunch formation.
From the 47. They go up the middle. Oh, boy. I'm using the official as a judge.
He's coming
here.
right down. He's not giving it away. He's coming right down the line of scrimmage. To me, it looked like the surge got across, but you can't see the football in that pile. It was a rugby scrum, but to me, it looked like the surge moved beyond the line to gain. Where they're marking it now, Bob, it doesn't look like they have done that.
Coach, why don't they bring the chains out anymore?
Well, part of the reason is to speed up the game, and but in a situation like this, they will bring the chains out here. It's a critical situation, extremely close, and so the chains are coming out. Rarely do you see the chains come out anymore.
It's been a while.
It's very much eyeballed, but boy, this is going to be really close. The nose of the ball just shy of the Burbank 46-yard line. And the chain marker looked like it was about there. I mean, this is inches.
Oh, a couple hairs short. Turnover on downs.
And again, it's not where the helmet of the ball carrier is. It's where the ball is. And of course, we can't see up here in that scrum. We can't tell where the football was. It looked like the surge got beyond the line to gain, but that official, as you say, coming in from that sideline, man, he just came right down that line of scrimmage and not really giving the Owls much credit for any yardage. And a big 4th down stop for the Burbank Bulldogs. under 7 minutes to play. We've got a good one here.
Story of the second half. These two teams have mirrored each other this entire half. The punting and then the last two drives. You got Burbank, their last time they had 8 plays and then punted. And then Highlands, 9 plays and turned the ball over. Rodriguez gets the call, and he's still on his feet, somehow managed to escape. And getting into Highlands territory.
Edward Rodriguez was just not going to be brought down, and a 7-yard gain on first down, and Coach Ricker's got to be pleased with that. The Bulldogs keeping it on the ground with Roman Garcia on the sideline. It's been just about 100% run game.
Rodriguez gets the call again, but good solo tackle there by the defense. That was Noah Garza.
Good play both ways because Edward Rodriguez, the ball carrier for Burbank, falls forward. And, sign of a really good running back is that you tackle him, but he's always going to get an extra yard. That time he was not driven back. He continued his momentum forward and got the ball about within a yard of the line to gain here. Third and very short.
From the Highlands 45, Joshua Garcia gets it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez finds a gap and gets the first down. Move the chains for the Burbank Bulldogs as he got to the the Highlands 39-yard line. Bulldogs were able to put together a pretty good drive on their series right before. They had to punt the ball. And then their defense making that crucial 4th down stop just a moment ago. Oh, they got the first down, so it's a new set of downs here for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers on the top of your screen and 1 to the bottom. Rodriguez gets the call. Rodriguez cuts it up. Rodriguez then takes it out the sideline. He gets tripped up right as he got to the 20-yard line. 19-yard pickup for Rodriguez and the Bulldogs.
What a drive, and if you're looking for a new drive, Matt Hakes, Southway Ford, located on the south side of San Antonio between Zarzamora and Highway 16 on IH-35. David Benavides, Anthony Martinez, they can guide you through what can be a very complicated process. Make sure you get the best deal on a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle and the best trade-in possible.
So another first down here for the Bulldogs. Back-to-back first downs. They stack 2 receivers to our near side. They keep it with Rodriguez, as Rodriguez, though, this time gets hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Like a concrete wall, Bobby.
Oh,
and
boy.
if you are looking for some work that requires concrete work, Presidio Concrete, Hector Gonzalez, Dre Gutierrez will guide you through that process, whether big or small, commercial or residential, public, private. Presidio Concrete, the phone number is right there. Hector Gonzalez will answer your call.
Wow, I need to find the fire extinguisher, Coach. You're on fire. 1 receiver on the top, 2 to the bottom. They keep it on the ground, and Highlands defense wasn't having any of it. Another stop by the defensive line for the Highlands Owls.
All right, Bobby, it's decision time. And if you're making a decision on Medicare, Yvette Lopez Sol Rose Medicare Legacy, she can help you make that decision. She studies these things all day long. I know I don't. You probably don't either. It's time to re-enroll or maybe enroll for the first time. Yvette Deas can find the best policy for you. It's decision time.
From inside the 25, Rodriguez gets the call again, but this time only a couple of yards down to the 20. So now brings up a 4th down. They tried a 40-yard field goal.
They tried a 40, exactly. They tried a 40-yard field goal. This one would be about 37.
And
we're looking for number 52.
I would say it was maybe about 5 or 6 yards short on that one.
A little bit wide as well, but there's number 52, the
here we go.
The kicker for the Burbank Bulldogs.
Christian Sandoval Martinez to try the field goal to take the lead. It's blocked. That's a live ball. And Highlands defense, special teams coming up big on that block.
Well, Bobby, I was thinking of Leon Latt right there on that play. It's not a live. It isn't necessarily live if it crosses that line of scrimmage, and Highlands Owls could have just moved away from it and let that ball die. But the field goal is no good, so it's going to come back to the line of scrimmage. If the Owls had fallen on it or touched it and not been able to cover, it would have that would have been a live ball. And shades of Leon Latt. That really is a tough. That's a tough play. I would expect an NFL player to be able to make a decision there, but it's just like a fire alarm play, a block, and you're all excited. The ball's on one side or the other of the line of scrimmage. You got to figure out what you should be doing there.
Mellow Melodies thinking exactly what I am thinking. Will we see overtime? We do not know yet.
Well, this is the Highlands Owls driving now from deep in their own territory, a tackle for loss for the Burbank Bulldogs. We've seen two outstanding defenses here tonight. And I'm going to tell you, SAISD 12-5 AD2 got some really good defenses in the district. These are two of them.
Second down and 11 here for Highlands. And they're back inside their own 20, more movement. But the officials will call the play dead. If this goes against Burbank, there's been a lot of it, and it is against Burbank, Coach. And
I think Adam Garcia is bringing him over with a hard count, and it's making it very difficult. Another aspect of a experienced senior quarterback brings to your team. 7 Cents Media. Again, it's the Castro family, Sebastian, Isaiah Castro, Arissa, and Caleb as well. If you are looking for somebody to professionally produce a podcast, a music video, a documentary, if you've got an event that you'd like videographed or even streamed, 7 Cents Media is your call. We've got a timeout here, so you've seen a 2-minute warning. So it counts as a timeout, I guess, to the advantage of the offense, I always think. But 7 Cents Media, of course, you just saw their webpage, their URL there on our screen. If you're looking for any of those services, you see the work that we're so proud of here on RC Audio Sports, and boy, they can really do the job for you.
What a lovely night for football here at SAISD Sports Complex.
Hey, Bobby, I don't know if we're going to get an extension on the game, otherwise known as overtime. But if you took an extension on your taxes, right? Superior Tax is who you need to call. How many days? What's the deadline there on that extension?
October 15th.
October 15th. So if you took an extension, we don't know if this game's going to be extended, but if you took an extension on your tax return, there's a phone number that you need to call. Not right now, but tomorrow morning.
Yes, tomorrow morning. Highlands, 2nd down and 6. Garcia doing what he does, scrambling, but this time Chavarria not letting it happen on his watch.
Defensive tackle Ramsey Chavarria on passing down, just pinning his ears back and going for the got a timeout. The Burbank Bulldogs have called it as they're trying to conserve some of those seconds, wanting the ball back. It's 3rd and long, and we've got a time 1 minute and 46 seconds left to play here in the game. And if neither of these two teams score, oh man, look at that moon. It's not a full moon, it's almost a full moon.
Almost.
That's maybe why we're getting almost
well, it's just a beautiful shot.
It's a beautiful shot, yes, right here. We've had some really beautiful moons all week long. But there you have it. That's, again, talk about professional camera work, right?
That's right. But you got Reese directing as well.
Hey, Reese, I'm going to have to put you on a mic here on a future date here. We talk about Mac Hake Southway Ford, and Reese is a customer of Mac Hake Southway Ford. We're going to have him, the whole family is. We're going to have him tell that story at a future date.
Garcia lets it fly. The pass is intercepted, and Burbank is going to get into the end zone on an intercepted pass brought back into the end zone. And it's the Burbank defense that comes up big
the
late in this game.
Boy, the offenses couldn't get it in the end zone. Burbank Bulldogs defense says, I'll do it. The Highlands Owls dialed up another wheel route that looked pretty good on a previous play, but we had a Burbank defender over there ready on the play, and pick six. The Burbank Bulldogs had taken a 6-point lead, trying to make it 7 with the extra point. Flags, the extra point looks good, but there are flags on the play. We'll see if the point stays on the board or if the Burbank Bulldogs will have to redo that one.
And that was, believe, Christian Gutierrez on the interception.
Offsides against the Owls, so surely that point is going to stay on the board. It's going to be good. The penalty will be assessed at the kickoff, and the Highlands Owls are going to get one more chance to score with 1 minute and 35 seconds left to play in the game.
Oh boy.
Whew. Boy, I mean, well, the outcome is not settled yet. We still got 1 minute plus to go, but how appropriate would it be tonight, Bobby, if it was the defenses that scored the winning touchdown?
Well, that's the only touchdown in this second half.
If it came down to a defense score as well as these two defenses have played, I mean, how appropriate would that be? The Highlands Owls are trying to change the end of that storyline, and they'd like to have a different ending to the story than the one that we have just presented. But so they'll get one more chance to get an offense to score the touchdown. Down trailing by 7, they'll have to score and get that extra point to tie. Perhaps they'll go for 2 if they get that opportunity. We'll see. That's yet to be seen. Again, remember that the wind is gusting a little bit from the north to the south, so the Highlands will be running their offense into a headwind here. It's not, again, not terribly gusty, but it is strong enough to affect your throws and your passing game.
Enrique Rubio for the kick. It's fielded. Brought back upfield by Jaden Marquez, and pretty favorable position here now for the Highlands Owls as they don't have long to go. They have half the field to work with.
An interesting decision there for the Burbank Bulldogs, opting to go with the short kick instead of sending it down. Of course, the Highlands Owls have some very athletic returners, so maybe playing it conservatively and trusting your defense to hold the Highlands offense out of the end zone from the 50-yard line from midfield.
So Adam Football Garcia, it is his moment. Dropping back, firing the pass short, incomplete. Looking for his receiver, but the pass incomplete. Looking for Jovan Flemings.
And you know, Bobby, one thing that I noticed on that pass is the nose of that football immediately went down. And again, I'm watching the flags here and walking up to the press box. The flags, the wind just stopped just a little while ago, but on that play, it pushed that nose down to the turf.
Trips to the top, twins to our near side. 5 wide receiver set, pressure's coming. Ball batted down by Chavarria. Chavarria's having himself a heck of a game tonight, Coach.
One heck of a game. He's had a few of those before, Bobby. Just on memory, he has been our player of the game at least twice before. I'm gonna go out on a limb and think that we've named him the player of the game 3 times in his career. This is at least the 3rd year that he has started from that position.
1:12 left on the clock here in this 4th quarter. Biggest 3rd down of the night here for Highlands.
Definitely 2 downs to get there.
Highlands set. Garcia drops back. Pressure comes and Garcia goes down, but there are flags on the play. They were rushing to get that ball snapped before the 1 second mark, and I'm not so sure if they got it.
The linesman near us on the near sideline threw the flag late into the play. That's unusual. That's usually an offsides or a false start that he will call from there, but that was deep into the play, and I'm not sure what the this will be an interesting call. Sometimes he will call ineligible receiver downfield or not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Here's the call. If it was ineligible receiver, the ball was never thrown, so that can't be a penalty. The referee hearing Coach Mitchell Ricker out. And here's the call. False start against the Highlands Owls, and Coach Ricker says, I'm going to decline that one after the sack. So that will, the down marker will move to 4, and all the marbles in the bag of this play for the Highlands Owls. Unable to convert, the Burbank Bulldogs should be able to go into victory formation and seal the deal on this.
5 wide receivers set. Bulldogs send in the house. Garcia flings it. Batted down. Incomplete, and that'll do it. On 4th down, the Burbank Bulldog defense does it. They did it for the win on the interception in the series before, and they did it now on the stop. The Burbank Bulldogs will get their first win in district play and of the season. So now the Bulldogs just have to get out onto the field. Still a minute on the clock. Need your headset on for that one, Coach.
All right, and the Burbank Bulldogs could get into victory formation. The Owls still with all 3 of their timeouts.
So perhaps I called it a little early. But it is the Burbank Bulldogs who have total control as of right now. So the Owls getting situated on defense. Burbank's ready to go. And as you mentioned, Coach, Highlands with all timeouts remaining. Lozano hands it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez busts through the line, and he ends the game.
If there was any doubt.
Still plenty of time, but
Edward Rodriguez, if there was any doubt, Edward Rodriguez is going to extinguish that again right up the middle for Edward Rodriguez, and will extend this Burbank lead to 13 points. And that is that's an almost insurmountable hurdle.
As tough as it's been to get points on the board for both of these teams in this second half, the Highlands Owls will need a lot of work to try and get back into this ball game with just little time left. That extra point is good.
Bobby, I'm going to say that there is some celebrating going on in Hawaii this evening. I don't think it's evening yet over there, but we know that they've watching the game. You're going to give me
about 4:30?
About 4:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday afternoon, and I'm going to say that there are some Hawaiians celebrating the last 2 minutes that the Burbank Bulldogs have played. The Burbank Bulldogs about to get their first win of the season right here at the SAISD Sports Complex right off of their campus. They won't even get to board a happy bus. They'll just happily walk right back to their dressing rooms on their high school campus. But boy, Coach Ricker again, you know, this is a milestone for him. He just became a head coach this year for the very first time. And this will be victory number 1 for Coach Mitchell Ricker of the Burbank Bulldogs.
Getting ready to kick off is Enrique Rubio.
Moasanele, we congratulate you on your victory, or the victory of your loved Burbank Bulldogs. Wanatola Oli had a heck of a game as well. It's only a sophomore he is, plays both sides of the ball.
technically speaking, Coach, Highlands could get into the end zone and get an onside kick if they can get in pretty quickly, then there's still an opportunity here. But boy, as points in this half for both teams have really come very sparingly, and up until a couple moments ago, we were just tied.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns in the last.
Garcia lets it fly. This time, intercepted.
That's number 16.
Ambrose Leyva.
Ambrose Leyva, and again, the final dagger for the evening. And I'll say again, if there were any hopes still alive, that will extinguish them. The Burbank Bulldogs with a 14-point lead, 47 seconds left to play, and the Burbank Bulldogs are barking. Again, no announcers jinx, but again, as I was saying, for Mitchell Ricker, the head coach of the Burbank Bulldogs, first-time head coach, he was here as a defensive coordinator and left Burbank, and then found his way back as a head coach. So he's not a stranger to the community, but he is the head coach for the first time in his career and getting win number 1.
Rodriguez will just take it up the middle. The clock will continue to run. So tensions flying high. Well, let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on RC Audio Sports.
Ready! Set! Go!
It's a bad idea to run a foot race against these guys, just like it's a bad idea to go up against the billion-dollar auto insurance industry all alone.
Hire Martinez and Associates. With us, it's personal.
Well, it was a tough game for both of these teams. Hard fought, and of course, anytime you have that, it's tensions and get high, and sometimes you lose your cool a little bit. But credit to these officials who did a great job of de-escalating that incident here. But
unsportsmanlike Burbank is the call, and the Bulldogs will be, the line of scrimmage will be pushed back 15 yards. And credit to the officials, as you said, Bobby, and credit to the adults in the room, too. The coaches out there in a hurry, quickly de-escalating things. And again, as we've said before, extracurricular activities and sports are part of the educational process. And these are life lessons. These are life lessons for these kids that you may remember. For some of us, it was a little further back than others, but 16, 17 years old, you got to learn to deal with adversity and come around from it. And it's not an automatic thing. It's a very important part of the educational process.
And that'll do it. Burbank Bulldogs win the ball game, 29-15. They shut out the Highlands Owls in the second half and managed to get the win. That's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. We will have our Martinez and Associates players of the game before we break. So, yes, Coach, actually go for it.
Let's do that. Players of the game, Edward Rodriguez on the offensive side of the ball, a couple of touchdowns and all kinds of yardage. And the defensive player of the game is number 26, Christian Gutierrez, who had the pick six that put the Burbank Bulldogs ahead here late in the fourth quarter. So congratulations to Edward Rodriguez and Christian Gutierrez. Robert Villafranca alongside Bobby Mendez, Reese Robinson, and the Castros on camera. We're gonna close this stream out. We're gonna head downstairs and see if we can't get a little visit with Coach Ricker. You can find that visit on our social media. Thank you for joining us on RC Audio Sports 2. We'll be back again tomorrow. Bobby will be on RC Audio Sports from Memorial Stadium. See you next time.